Imagine Michael, a middle manager in a financial firm, spending entire afternoons scheduling meetings to discuss meetings he's never truly sure matter. He wonders aloud, if he vanished tomorrow, would anyone notice? This question hangs heavy because Michael suspects, like millions, his job might be utterly pointless. Why is this invisible epidemic of bullshit jobs swelling in economies meant to free us from hard labor? And why do we keep pretending it's normal? Let's start with the weird twist of modern labor. Technology promised the opposite, less work, more leisure. Instead, we're stuck in more pointless tasks than ever. Michael, the middle manager in London, once tracked every hour. He realized most of his time was sucked up by managing others who managed others, a hierarchy of doing nothing, masked by endless email chains and feedback loops. His calendar filled with meetings about meetings, and the work felt like performance art without an audience. Graeber compares these jobs to parasites. They don't produce value but create the illusion of necessity, like barnacles on a ship. These roles exist primarily to keep the system's wheels turning, not by delivering anything real, but by justifying their own existence. Imagine a game of corporate whack-a-mole. When one useless job disappears, another pops up to take its place. The surprising twist? These jobs aren't accidental glitches. They're social glue. Industries maintain these roles because a visible no job would reveal the system's flaws. So pointless tasks act like busywork shields, keeping everyone too occupied to question the bigger economic madness. Not all pointless jobs look the same. Graeber breaks them into 5 juicy types, each uglier than you think. Let's meet them. Take the flunky, like a receptionist who's basically a glorified bouncer for a firm that rarely has visitors. For example, Graeber tells of a secretary employed just so a boss's office looks important. No guest would miss them, but their presence signals value to outsiders. It's status masquerading as necessity. Then you have goons. Think lobbyists, PR spin doctors, or telemarketers, whose entire role is to aggressively protect or manufacture interests, often against public good. Graeber's favorite is the example of lobbyists lobbying for the continuation of lobbying. It's a feedback loop of useless aggression, a bit like professional boxers who only exist because they keep punching each other endlessly. Box stickers are all about paperwork. For instance, a compliance officer whose whole job is to produce reports nobody reads or audits that serve no real audit purpose. It's the corporate version of washing your hands so thoroughly you flood the bathroom. But hey, the boss can tick a box so everyone's happy. Here's the kicker, Graeber isn't just pointing out problems, he's sketching a way out. What if work actually mattered? What could change? Graeber champions universal basic income, UBI, as a radical lifeline. If you don't have to survive on your job alone, you might choose work that actually matters, or none at all. He points to pilot studies where people receiving basic income reported higher well-being and pursued creativity instead of clocking pointless hours just to pay bills. Another path is reclaiming work rituals that matter, making, building, taking care, and connecting. Graeber suggests that true labor is creative and purposeful. Imagine a world where instead of pointless spreadsheets, we focused on tangible outputs, where workshops mattered more than PowerPoint meetings. It's less sci-fi, more rediscovering our hands and minds. Finally, we need to topple the cult of status-driven jobs, where worth equals busyness. Graeber calls this a spiritual poverty. Jobs exist less to fulfill society and more to signal you've made it. Breaking this spell could free millions to find real value, not just pretend significance. Remember Michael, trapped in his endless meetings about meetings. Now you see why his story echoes through modern life. Bullshit jobs aren't just annoying, they're social smoke screens hiding economic sickness. Next time you stash your calendar full of pointless tasks, ask yourself one thing: what work would you choose if survival wasn't the stake? Try ignoring the status game tomorrow and build something real. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.